Why truck drivers gain weight faster than other workers. Most people gain weight gradually, a few pounds over the holidays, a little more after a desk job starts. But truck drivers report gaining 20, 30, sometimes 50 pounds within the first 2 years of going long haul. Not over a decade, within 2 years. And the ones who've been driving for 10 or 20 years will tell you it doesn't just come on fast. It becomes almost impossible to shift. So what is it about life behind the wheel that turns the body into a fat storing machine so efficiently? The answer isn't laziness. It isn't weak willpower. It's biology, and the road is running it. Weight gain in truck drivers is not the same as weight gain in the general population. It is faster, more resistant to reversal, and driven by a specific combination of factors that almost exclusively exist inside the trucking lifestyle. This video breaks down exactly why, the biology, the environment, and the daily conditions that stack the deck against every driver trying to keep their body under control. And what can realistically be done about it from inside a cab? The biology behind it. Your body thinks it's storing for survival. The human body is still running on ancient survival programming. One of its most deeply wired instincts is this: when physical movement stops for extended periods, store energy as fat. Historically, stillness signaled that scarcity was coming. So the body responds to prolonged inactivity by down-regulating calorie burning and up-regulating fat storage. For a driver sitting 10 or 11 hours a day, the body receives that exact signal every single shift. It interprets the cab not as a workplace, but as a reason to conserve. The result is a metabolism systematically trained over months and years to burn as little as possible and store as much as possible. This is not a character flaw. This is the body doing exactly what it was built to do. The muscle loss nobody talks about. Long-haul driving is one of the most effective ways to lose muscle without realizing it. The major muscle groups, glutes, hamstrings, quadriceps, core, are barely activated during a driving shift. Over weeks and months, the body begins breaking down underused muscle tissue. Less muscle means a lower metabolic rate. A lower metabolic rate means the same food that once maintained your weight now creates a surplus. That surplus becomes fat. And as more muscle is lost, fat gain accelerates further. It compounds quickly, and it starts within the first few months of a long-haul career. Cortisol and belly fat. Trucking is chronically stressful. Deadlines, traffic, time away from family, the constant cognitive load of operating an 80,000-pound vehicle. That stress keeps cortisol elevated. And cortisol has a specific relationship with fat storage. It directs the body to store fat preferentially in the abdominal region. Visceral fat, the deep belly fat surrounding the organs, is the most dangerous kind. It secretes inflammatory compounds, disrupts insulin signaling, and independently elevates cardiovascular risk. The chronic stress of trucking is continuously signaling the body to add to that burden every single day. Sleep deprivation rewires hunger. This is the part that surprises most people. Insufficient sleep does not just make you tired, it rewrites the hormones that control appetite. Ghrelin, which triggers hunger, rises. Leptin, which signals fullness, falls. Studies show sleep-deprived individuals consume 300 to 500 extra calories per day without realizing it, not from lack of discipline but from hormonal override. For a driver running on 5 broken hours of bunk sleep, this disruption is active every single day. Those extra daily calories translate directly into accelerated weight gain that feels completely disconnected from how much the driver thinks they're eating, how the road locks it in. The biology alone would be enough, but the trucking environment stacks additional obstacles on top. Truck stop food is engineered for caloric density and addictiveness, not nutritional value. There is no movement built into the workday. Meal timing is dictated by stops rather than biology, meaning large, irregular meals that spike blood sugar and promote fat storage. And weight gain among drivers is so normalized within the culture that it stops being seen as a health signal. By the time a driver recognizes it as serious, it has often been building for years. What actually works? Protect muscle mass first. Bodyweight exercises at rest stops, squats, lunges, push-ups, walking. Maintain the tissue that keeps metabolism functioning. Even 10 minutes per stop, done consistently, signals the body to preserve muscle rather than break it down. This is the highest leverage physical habit a driver can build. Time meals smarter. One large meal late at night after a long shift is one of the most fat-promoting eating patterns possible. Eating earlier in the shift and keeping the final meal lighter and lower in refined carbs significantly reduces nighttime fat storage and improves sleep quality simultaneously. Fix sleep to fix hunger hormones. Blackout curtains, consistent sleep timing, a cool bunk, and limiting screens before sleep are not comfort upgrades. They are metabolic tools. Better sleep directly reduces the ghrelin and leptin disruption that drives overeating, making every other health habit easier to sustain. Manage cortisol deliberately. Because stress is directly driving abdominal fat, reducing chronic stress has real body composition consequences. Breathwork, connection with family, limiting negative audio during long drives, and genuine off-duty recovery all reduce the cortisol load that keeps belly fat accumulating. Make protein non-negotiable. Protein is the most satiating macronutrient, the hardest to convert to fat, and the most critical for preserving muscle. Beef jerky, hard-boiled eggs, Greek yogurt, and cottage cheese are all road viable. Making protein the first thing on the plate at every meal changes the nutritional math of a driving day without requiring calorie counting or perfect discipline. Truck drivers gain weight faster than other workers because the job creates the perfect biological conditions for it. Metabolic suppression, muscle loss, cortisol elevation, and hormonal hunger disruption, all running simultaneously. It is not about eating too much. It is about a body placed in fat-storing mode by the environment it operates in. But that environment can be countered, not perfectly, but consistently, with the right understanding of what's actually driving the problem. Protect your muscles, fix your sleep, lead with protein, manage your stress, build even 3 of those 4 habits into your routine, and the trajectory changes. The body stops working against you quite so hard. And for a driver fighting the road every single day, that shift makes all the difference.